Welcome back to Come and See with Terry Lee. We are departing Cleveland this morning and heading to Put-in Bay, the Key West of the Midwest, to spend the week. We had great weather on our journey on Lake Erie. Put-in Bay is a popular getaway for Ohio residents. Unfortunately, there were no slips available on the dock our first evening in Put-in Bay, so we hooked up to a mooring ball for the night. We were blessed with yet another spectacular sunset. When you're on the loop, finding a laundromat is a luxury. Yesterday, I walked about 5 miles all over Put-in Bay. Put-in Bay does not have a laundromat, so I went to hotels and bed and breakfast asking if I could do a load of laundry because we needed it desperately. I found a campground that had a small building with some washers and dryers. So today, I took my little wagon here and hiked down to the campground and was able to do a couple loads of laundry so that we can make it another week. These are the things we do on the Great Loop. Thousands of people visit Put-in Bay each year, arriving by ferry or boat. Once on the island, a fun and popular means of transportation is golf carts, which lined the streets. Steve and I were able to utilize our electric scooters to explore the variety of attractions on Put-in Bay, ranging from the Last Resort Engine Company, where we enjoyed a handmade pizza, Mojito Bay with live music, as we could swing on our chair with our toes in the sand and a drink in our hand, and the famous Goat Soup and Whiskey restaurant and beer garden. This was our favorite of the attractions.
1.
We are in Put-in Bay and we are at the restaurant Goat Soup and Whiskey. The original Goat Soup and Whiskey was established in 1997 at Keystone Resort, Colorado. The tavern was named after a dog named Polly Wally, who was half sheepdog and half Dalmatian. The dog looked and caused trouble just like a goat. Hence, he was forever referred to as a goat. Our kitchen was only large enough to make soup for the first 4 years. Since we held a Colorado whiskey license, we became Goat Soup and Whiskey. Put-in Bay became the home of the second Goat Soup and Whiskey in 2006. Don't forget to stop by the outdoor beer garden for a pint and pretzel with cheese. And say hi to Pinky and Scott. Tell them Terry sent you. Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial commemorates the Battle of Lake Erie that took place near Ohio's South Bass Island. Commodore Oliver Hazard Perry led a fleet to victory in one of the most decisive naval battles to occur in the War of 1812. Originally built in 1915, standing 350 feet tall, underwent a series of repairs beginning in 2009 and reopened in 2012. It's hard to believe, but there was a time upon the islands when tourism wasn't the main source of income for those who called the islands home. It was island wine. In the early years of settlement, it was the cultivation of vineyards and the production of island wine that earned the islands their first success, resulting in the islands becoming known by the name of the Wine Islands of Lake Erie. The Heinemann Winery was founded in 1888 by Gustav Heinemann, an immigrant from Baden, Germany. By 1900, Heinemann's was one of the 17 wineries on Put-in Bay. We decided to take a tour of the winery and complete our tour with a sample. Located within the Heinemann Winery is Crystal Cave. Crystal Cave was discovered by workers in 1897 while digging a well for the winery 40 feet above. Crystal Cave is the world's largest geode. The walls of this cave are covered in strontium sulfate, a bluish mineral called celestite. These crystals range from 8 to 18 inches long. The original cave was much smaller than what appears today, as crystals were harvested and sold for the manufacturing of fireworks. A special thank you to Heinemann's Winery, one of the most unique wineries we had the privilege to experience. Welcome back. We sure hope you enjoyed the video of Put-in-Bay.
I like your shirt.
Well, these shirts were given to us from the Goat Soup and Whiskey.
From the bartenders.
Yeah, and that was Pinky and Steve. And Steve was the superintendent of the Put-in-Bay School District.
Shh, don't tell anybody.
So that was pretty cool. He's retired now, so now he just works at the...
And what a gig, right?
Yeah.
How many students did they say they had in the school?
Well, they had one classroom for each grade, and
right.
like one year they might have 2 kids graduate.
They had prom. They had 2 students.
Yeah.
Killer prom.
Fortunately, it was a boy and a girl.
Yeah, no, that was interesting. We talked to them. They do sports, and they bring students in, and then they actually were in a collegiate, was it basketball? Anyway, with Washington Island, right in Door County, kind of where we're from. But yeah. It was pretty slick that they have a bunch of island community high schools that do their thing like that.
Yeah, they fly them back and forth
yeah.
to the different islands, and that's how they compete.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and he said the school doesn't pay for the flights. Typically, the parents that own homes on the islands pay for the flights.
Wow.
So,
right.
Mm-hmm. Private jets and stuff. But
yeah.
It was cool. It was neat. It was neat. Well, I mean, we really looked at Put-in-Bay as kind of a, our little vacation when we were coming back, getting out of the lock. So once that was all done, we got out there and had a really good time. Lots to do. Just like Key West, once you've been there for a week, you've seen it all. But
yeah,
but it's a huge spot for people. They got the ferries coming across from Sandusky. I think there's one that comes from Canada, but
constant ferries.
Yeah.
About 10 o'clock they stop, but otherwise it is rocking and rolling.
Yeah, and we didn't have a reservation. They don't, whatever. They got a boat club out there, and it's kind of a pain to get a slip. But you can stay out on the ball if you want, or we took a spot on the wall, and it was all right. It was a little bumpy here and there, but we had a good time. It was yep. So anyway, so we hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks, Goat Soup and Whiskey, for the free T-shirts. We loved them. We told them we'd do a little spot for them on the video, so we hope we took care of that. And yeah, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe and click notification, and
I don't think they have
put
that
comments in. Well, let us know what you like.
Yeah, send us a comment. I think that would help. So anyway.
All right.
See you next week.